Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is directed by Sam Raimi, one of my personal heroes. The IMDb synopsis reads, Dr. Stephen Strange casts a forbidden spell that opens the doorway to the multiverse, including alternate versions of himself, whose threat to humanity is too great for the combined forces of Strange, Wong, and Wanda Maximoff. Yeah, that's not the movie. I don't know why that synopsis is what it is. It's so fucking misleading, it's actually crazy. But since this will be a spoiler review, I won't get too much into that unless you've seen the film already, in which case you can watch a spoiler review pretty soon that I will also be posting. You guys know how much Sam Raimi has meant to me as a filmmaker, not just the Spider-Man films, but the Evil Dead films, and he's also made some really damn good films outside of franchises like the very underrated The Gift, Drag Me to Hell, A Simple Plan, and I even like The Quick and the Dead. And since the characters in his Spider-Man films have referenced Doctor Strange, I couldn't wait to see what he would do with a film of his own within that franchise. What I can definitely say is that Sam Raimi has delivered everything that I would want from a Sam Raimi Doctor Strange movie in regards to the visuals and the feel. I loved so much about the way this movie looks and sounds. There's amazing sequences that only he can pull off. It does achieve what very few movies within the MCU achieve, in that it is singular. It doesn't feel as if it is another MCU movie with a very gray, steel, cool color palette. It looks like a Sam Raimi movie. I also loved Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch. I think this is the best she's ever been in a Marvel movie. I'm not really counting WandaVision because she had so much time to shine in that show, but as for movies, I think this is the best she's ever been. Of course, I like Benedict Cumberbatch as Strange, but I would say Scarlet Witch kind of outshined him in the film. I thought she was just wonderful. And there's sprinklings of horror and gore throughout this movie, which I obviously loved. There's a great fight with this octopus thing, and its eyeball does some cool stuff, and I loved it, and I thought it was great. And there's a surprising amount of gore in the film for a PG-13 movie, and I would say the third act of the movie is definitely my favorite. It's a horror movie through and through. There's zombies and blood and living dead and arms bursting out of walls and the ground, and it's great. That's everything I wanted from a Raimi superhero movie, and I'm very glad that he was given the freedom to do that. What sometimes bogs the movie down, though, are what I have come to realize may have been forced reshoots. I don't want to be that guy that tells you some fact because I wasn't there. But it seems like these reshoots near the second act weren't in the original draft. That's all I can really speculate about. It's very easy to look at this film and say, well, the script is messy. If you're looking at like the final product of the movie and the story and the characters and the dialogue and the tone, you can say that maybe. But I'm pretty sure the original draft was probably nothing like this film that you're seeing. More than likely, after No Way Home and the extreme success and speculation around who may be in that movie and who may not be in that movie, the folks at Marvel may have said, oh shit, we should probably put some more cool stuff in Doctor Strange 2, because if we don't, people will be disappointed. I would very much like to know what the original version of this movie was, what the original cut of it was, if there was an original cut before those reshoots. I know Sam Raimi has in interviews spoken about being very satisfied with his experience, but there's a portion of the movie for about 20 or 30 minutes that does feel like a derailment of the story. There's a lot of really cool things and Easter eggs that happen during those 30 minutes, but it kind of came and went and didn't really feel like it had an impact. But the first and third acts of the movie worked for me, and there were portions of the second act that I really enjoyed as well, which is why I'm overall recommending the movie. I just feel kind of bad for Raimi in that he has made a second Marvel movie in which a studio has kind of butted in, and I don't get it. Just leave him alone. Overall, I really enjoyed the movie and I had a good time watching it. There were just aspects of things that felt like two different movies were sort of warring at each other, very much like Spider-Man 3. It's a thing that sometimes happens when a director who's very visionary like Raimi, and Raimi wears his heart on his sleeve when he makes his movies. His characters are so endearing and they're so upfront about their feelings and their emotions, and it's actually rather adorable, and I wish more movies were like that. But sometimes when the conveyor belt starts to come into your film and the talking heads of the studio who sit in a screening room and scratch their heads about how they're going to market the movie get involved. That's when things like this happen. But nevertheless, you're probably going to see it if you haven't already. So go have a fun time with it, because it is an enjoyable movie. And I love seeing a director that does have a singular vision get to operate in the MCU. Also, I think the number one best thing about this movie for me is that I really hope it will be a gateway horror film for people who never would have watched horror before. Because it's not like 100% horror, but there's so much of it that is. And I could see a lot of kids being like, that was fucking awesome. Can I go home and watch The Exorcist? And their mom's like, probably not. It's kind of fucked up. But then when they're older, The Exorcist. So guys, I want to give you some updates on Shelby Oaks. We are very deep into a lot of prep, and production is right around the corner pretty soon. Very soon, in fact, and it's exciting. And when it comes to the campaign, it was very successful, but there have been many people who missed out. Many people have reached out and said that they wish they could have donated or could have pledged. And while there are a lot of rewards that are gone and they're not going to come back, there's still an opportunity to get involved. There's a backer-only Discord with our first episode involving pre-production, and we've got a lot of really great behind-the-scenes content to share. It's the type of stuff that I've been wanting to share with you guys, that I've been mentioning for probably over a year now, that I just wanted to find a way to share the behind-the-scenes of how a film is really made and allow you to kind of be there on the ground with us. And on that backer-only Discord, you can experience that. And we're going to still raise funds throughout production for anyone who wants to continue to donate or pledge for our film. And every single one of those dollars is going to go onto the screen. So if you'd like to, you can go to shelbyoaksmovie.com if you'd like to still back the film, and current backers can even upgrade if they want to there. And I'll soon be sharing a cut-down version of that BTS video here on the channel, but the full extended version is going to be available for backers only. So please do check out that link in the description below. Thank you guys so much as always for watching. Look forward to more videos very soon. And if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.